Oh, hello. I almost didn't see you there. Me and Venom were just doing a little research for an anime. Now, I've been watching a little anime, Commonplace. Heard some interesting things about it throughout my years. Never really gave it an honest-to-go shot. Seen some clips, and I was like, yeah, it looks like an edgy isekai. Surely I shouldn't watch it. And then I just remember seeing some 3D go around, and people are like, oh my god! And they made me think that the entire show looked like that. Turns out it's a pretty solid show. Is it peak? You know, I would have said so up until near the end of the season when I saw a man bend a dragon over and, well, you saw what me and Venom were up to. I'll be real. Of all the things that could have happened in this show with this lovable little edgelord, a dragon moaning as it got raw dogged with a giant spear up was not on my bingo card. Boy, you think you've seen everything that Isekai has to offer, and they always manage to one-up themselves. I'm still waiting for that one about a dude who picks up MILFs in another world. Why hasn't that been greenlit? I don't know. It's been like a month since I saw this episode, and it's the more I think of it, the more wild it gets. And I have to imagine the author, when writing this, because I don't think this is some anime original scene, this surely came from the source. Of all things that could happen in an isekai, bro doing that to defeat a dragon, and then the dragon liking it and becoming waifu number 15. On one hand, I think that is totally anime. On another hand, I think, has isekai anime gone too far? Or maybe isekai anime hasn't gone far enough, because this aired quite a few years back at this point, and nothing's come close to it, huh? Now, I'm about to finish season 1. We've been watching it over on Patreon every week. Full live reactions to all the episodes live over there. We'll be moving on to season 2 in the near future. Been a good time. I'm enjoying it. But it is interesting because I honestly wonder, and this has been a common thought I've had pretty much like a month into the show, was it ahead of its time in a way? Because around the time season 1 came out, Isekai, while becoming bigger, was also kind of dogpiled in the, you like Isekai? Go fuck yourself. Where now it's like, oh, you like Isekai? Those same voices exist, but they're not the popular opinion anymore. And to the same degree, 3D, I feel like, was more dogpiled back then than it currently is. I feel like people are a lot more okay, and I have the proof, baby. There's so many shows with 3D in the past few seasons that I'm like, hey, I like this. I know you guys are gonna dogpile it, and everyone's like, no, we like it too. Things have changed, the waters have changed, and I almost wonder if the same people who, when the show was coming out in season 1, were like, oh my god, the production's the worst thing we've ever seen, or, oh my god, this is the most stupid show of all time. I feel like had season 1 first came out like 3 years later and continued on, I feel like the initial opinion would have been a little more received better. Like, r/anime would still have a stick up their ass, and not in the fun way like, you know, Best Girl apparently does. But at the same time, I do think there would have been a different buzz about it. Because at the end of the day, this show's fucking stupid. And I don't think anyone should be offended by that statement. Like, it's absolutely stupid, but it knows that. Like, there's obviously some serious elements, and there's some story beats that are a little more intense. Like, at one point in the show, it's like the last quarter of season 1, bro ends up killing someone so that, you know, when ultimately they end up dying, Teach doesn't have to have that on her conscience. So even though he'll get, like, blamed as being this cold-hearted murder, like, there is some emotional story beats about it, which I do like. But dude is an edgelord. Look at him. Like, yeah, he suffered some fates worse than death when he fell down a hole, but at the end of the day, he became a chuny edgelord because he wanted to. If it moves, if it has legs, it's probably joining the harem to some degree or another. There's only currently one that seemingly isn't a harem and just a straight-up daughter because it's a literal child, and I appreciate it so far for that. But I honestly think that this show's better than you would expect. Like, a lot of times, if you're going to have an obnoxiously large harem, it's hard to actually make me take it seriously. Like, currently, I'm watching a show, How a Realist Hero Rebuilt a Kingdom. We'll talk about that at some point on the channel. And that show has a harem, but it's done through political reasons. That's an example. Or in the case of 100 Girlfriends, that show's dumb as fuck, but I laugh because of it, so I can accept it. Similar here, her name's Yue, she's a vampire. This is like the main relationship. Bro has no real interest outside of that. So when you have a hot bunny girl, or I don't even know what to call this dragon bitch, and they keep joining in, it's not that they don't have infatuation towards him, but he just is so like, I don't want you. And then she'll be like, yeah, but they're useful, so we should take them. And he's like, all right, bet. It's kind of a brilliant formula. I mean, the fan service, it writes itself. Like, there are scenes, and I used it in the thumbnail, though YouTube been cracking down on me a little more, so we had to blur it. That ain't no cum on her face. That's a completely out of context scene, but they know what they do in this show. This show is fan servicey as fuck, boy, okay? But I feel like this show, it represents everything trash about Isekai, but rather than it taking itself seriously more often than not, it says, let's have fun with the dumb ideas. And in doing so, the longer I watch, the more I'm like, hey, I actually quite like that fight scene. Yeah, the 3D is very obvious, but I gotta be real. I know they apparently changed studios after season 1 because there was so much moaning. I don't think they had to. Now, am I saying it probably doesn't get better? No, it does most likely get better. But I feel like had this exact team that worked on season 1 had more time to cook a season 2, I think there's potential, because while there is absolutely some Studio Dean Fate Stay Night 2006 dragons in here, and some of it is fucking horrible. Some of the shit that happens with that 3D pissed me off because it felt like I was molested on the inside watching it. But with that said, the actual show itself, the character designs, the general animation, and there was a decent amount of 3D I liked, I think season 1, give it a few extra months in the oven and it wouldn't have been memed as much as it is. But it's an interesting case of like, if you don't like Isekai, this show will be the bane of your fucking existence, because it represents everything Isekai. There's some elements that I do think take a slight detour, but you don't show this show to an Isekai hater and they're like, I've seen the light. But if you're Isekai trash or just like decently enjoyable Isekai, like, this show's actually, it surprised me. I had a wrong opinion about it, and I partially blame the internet because people like, they only shared the 3D dragons, and unfortunately they never shared the spear up the ass. Like, that would have got me to watch it a long time ago. What are you guys doing? But overall, it's been fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how the characterization's gonna go, especially in a season 2 and 3. But so far, like, I leave season 1 close to the end of season 1 being like, you know what? This is a lot better than I was expecting. And in a way, you could honestly argue, darkness might have crawled, so Tio could crawl in other ways. You let me know your thoughts, though, on Arifureta Commonplace. What did you think of season 1 when it came out? Did you enjoy it? Did you see the light before people changed their tune on Isekai, or are you on the bandwagon? This show fucking sucked. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of sucking in the show eventually, but you get my point. You can let me know your thoughts down below. Drop a like, share your support, subscribe, ring that bell, and yes, Patreon, we do got full live reactions to all these episodes. We're gonna be continuing it every week for the near future. I mean, we got quite a few episodes left in this one. Also, if you do want to head on over to my Patreon, I'll give you a video shout out because I love my patrons that make these videos possible, so I always love to give them a shout out. So today we got the Dragon's Thorn. Man, I timed this one well. Ranka, Katrina, Ash, Banjo, Vitaco, and we also have MMK, so I appreciate the support. Please take care and y'all have a good one. Well, here's the thing, right? The way she's been looking at me, she deserved this.